Thanks for joining us on More Your Kentucky at Home, and we're going to talk about these spring storms that are coming up, Greg.
Yes, we've already had a couple come in, so they were pretty intense.
They were pretty nasty. We had high winds and hail, and there's probably a lot of houses that had some roofs damaged.
Definitely. You know what? We've had a few phone calls come out, do the free roof inspection. We have a qualified insurance person that's on staff here. We take her out, and she will look at your roof, and most of the time get you a free roof if you have some damage.
And so lots of times people have damage and they don't even realize it until things start leaking.
That's true, you know, and that's a big deal because when we come out, we do an inspection on everything, on the roof, siding, the windows. You just never know the hail and high winds. It moves and shakes and things happen, and you'll get some leakage, water leakage.
So is there like a magic number as far as like if your roof is 7 years old, let's say, and roofs usually last around 10 years.
Right.
You know, and there's a big storm, should you have someone come out as a precautionary measure just to check it out?
Yes, I would. There's some instances where people go out and they take a look at the roof and they say there's no damage. You really need a qualified inspector to go out and take a look at it that have been trained on hail damage and wind damage, and that's the person you need looking at your roof. And also be careful of the contractors who come in and storm chase and let them look at their roof, because if they do the work, they're long gone after the work is done.
And let's talk about qualified for a second. How do you know that the person that you're talking to is someone that has had lots of training on what a roof should look like, what your siding should look like?
Well, you know, like our person, she's been formally trained through insurance work. Okay. You know, they take a hail and wind damage class, you know, for insurance. So those are the kind of people you want to take a look at the roof. And also there's been guys in the business for 20, 30 years. They've seen quite a few roofs as well. So, I mean, you don't have to have that licensed person, but it always helps. And they know how to work with the insurance companies to get you a free roof.
So we want them to call Window World, of course, because you guys are a sponsor of our show and you do amazing work. But if they choose to go to another company, what are some of the things that they need to look for as far as, you know, is there years in business, Better Business Bureau, those type of things? Definitely
all of the above. Okay, and most of the time, those roofing companies have been here a long time. So you can look them up on the BBB, you can look them up on the internet to see, you know, how long they've been in business. You can go and check their license with Secretary of State to see how long, because a lot of people go, oh, there's a hailstorm, well, I'm a roofer now. I'm a siding guy. So you have to be careful and just get those, look for a company with longevity, you know, in business.
So if a company has registered right after a big storm, you know that they're probably a fly-by-night company, especially if their corporate offices are located somewhere else other than Kentucky.
Yes, you know, storm chasing, sometimes their office, you know, is in Texas or in Colorado, and they just follow the storms, and they come in, and sometimes they even buy local telephone numbers, you know, or local companies just to use their number for a certain amount of time. And then after they're gone, that company gets stuck with all the repair work and any kind of complaints that they have. So you just got to be really careful on who's doing the work, and just do your due diligence on investigating who's doing your work.
So we've talked about roofs a lot, but you guys also help people that have storm damage to their gutters and their siding.
Yeah, and you know what? A good way to tell if you have hail damage is take a look at your aluminum gutters. If they're dinged up or the downspouts are dinged up, most of the time you have hail damage on the roof as well. And you can also take a look at the siding. It'll be chipped in certain areas. So you can take a look at that, and then we come out and take a look at the roof, and all that will be covered under your insurance claim.
And it may not look like a big deal, a chip here and there, but over time, you know, that siding, that gutter, that roof is no longer weather resistant.
Right, right. And you know what? Anytime hail comes in, it takes life off the roof. And a lot of people can tell by the siding, sometimes it blows it completely off, or your soffit area, you know, that's taken completely off with the high winds, and it needs to get replaced, because if the soffit area is out, blowing rain gets up there, and then it's right into the wood, right into your attic, down in your ceiling.
And lots of times the warranty is no longer covered on a roof that has that kind of damage, or siding that has that kind of damage.
That's correct. And with our type of work that we do, it's a lifetime warranty on the shingle and the labor. So we're going to cover it. So if the insurance doesn't cover it, we're going to go out, take a look at it, and we're just going to charge you materials and not the labor because that was covered. So we're going to take care of you.
You know, I love the testimonial that we had a couple weeks ago of the gentleman that didn't even know that he had your windows, and you came out and just took care of it.
Yeah, we did. You know, that gentleman was very happy. He came and bought a whole house, wanted one window replaced, and many companies come out wanting to charge him for it, and we came out, just transferred the warranty over, and he got a free window.
Thank you so much, Greg, for joining us today. We really appreciate it. This was great information for our viewers. If you have a spring storm that ruins your home, be sure to call Window World with the contact information on your screen. We'll be back with more Your Kentuckiana Home in just a moment. Thanks for joining us today on Your Kentuckiana Home. Tune in next week for more beautiful homes.
Thank you for watching Your Kentuckiana Home. Join us next week for another episode of Your Kentuckiana Home, brought to you by Window World.